Hello, welcome to another game of Once Upon a Galaxy. I'm gonna go ahead and play Nemesis this time, but I'm gonna be trying out this deck, which, to be clear, I am almost entirely certain is not the correct way to be playing Nemesis. I just wanted to try to make a Tantalus thing work, and I had some cards here that felt like they could try to do that, and Nemesis is such a strong captain on its own that if I'm going to try and make a particular deck plan work, she was a good captain to try and do that. And obviously still playing like Almirage and Tinkerer to at which I'm pretty sure are cards that absolutely go in Nemesis. But the rest of this is mostly and like Halja as well. Um, but the rest of this is just kind of with what I have available to me, seeing what you can maybe try to do with a Tantalus. So, Fortune Teller is here to get an early boon. Hercules is here to try and get a couple boons. Maybe you get we don't have any early quests in here obviously, and that's because I don't have any unlocked. But maybe you can get some out of the common pool, the shared pool quests, and just have a boon to sit on. Orion is a celestial, so it gets buffed by Tantalus, and if is gets buffed enough, can generate boons and kind of keep feeding into that. And at the top end here, we've Apophis and Mischief are both celestial villains, so should be double buffed by Tantalus. And Medea is obviously here, is also a villain, gets boons, is just super strong in general. Burninator generates more boons. And then Sigrun is here as a quest that generates another boon. I have Perseus available, but given that we're not necessarily going to be trying to complete a lot of boons, didn't really feel like it hit. And Sigrun's also celestial, whereas Perseus is not. But so that's kind of the idea here. I wanted to try out because I feel like this is a strong effect, but I haven't had much of a chance to try it, and I want to get a feel of how strong is it, if it's strong at all. And Nemesis being a strong captain, and I have a decent number of cards to kind of play towards it with, felt like I wanted to try that out here. So we're gonna see how it goes. Okay, so if the shop one is an Almirage, then I basically just immediately decide to go for lose-lose buff characters. It's a little bit trickier if that's not what if you don't see an Almirage. I think this Rose here is another good way to play into that. So take turn one Rose, try to lose, see the silver, and go for that. So to go along with that, I'm going to take this Scrub Fowl here, and then just not take advantage of the slot buff. So, opposing captains are Dorothy, then Max, then Dino, then Anagale, then Styx. So Anagale is just a strong, powerful effect in general. Basically, Dorothy and Anagale are very similar to each other. Anagale is just more generalized, whereas Dorothy is more specific into quests. Dino is very Feast or Famine. Maximus, I'm going to assume that this is still going to be like a Butcher Maximus, so that can be pretty strong. And then Styx, I'm not terribly worried about, especially turn 5. I'm not gonna don't think I have to worry about it too much. Maximus is gonna try and probably kill us next turn, so that's a good thing for if we're trying to lose and get our buff early. So this looks like the only question really is whether we're going to be able to actually lose this Dorothy, and depending on how greedy they were with their quests. Okay, we do lose. And then I want to lose again. So taking Puck, putting it in front, basically guarantees that happens. And then off Dragonling is the best thing to take to try and lose here. So again, just like weakest possible positioning, Maximus should be trying to kill us, although they lost their first fight, so we'll see what happens. But I expect, yeah, this shouldn't be a problem. Would have liked to have gotten the Dragonling attack, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take the Anoint here, and this Puck's going to be pretty strong, and then we're going to be looking for just like anything else that gives us strong powers. Like this hyena, we've got one other animal already. It's not the best animal. I might just even take the puss here and like trying to really buff up this front slot. But we kind of want the Dragonling in the front slot. I think I'm going to take the hyena here. And then Hampstar with the hyena is great. So now, like, this slot is going to get an additional... It's going to be buffed 6/5. This dino is really strong, too, so we still lost again. That's a bit concerning. Gonna take the lion over the scrub fell here. And then probably the foul lich. She's got so many animals and it's gonna get 3/3 for each one. I think I'd take that over the Dragonling, just give up on the Dragonling at this point. And then I'm gonna put the Hamstar in this slot because I think I'd rather have slot 1 be our big buff slot. Nagalay looks like it was struggling early. They got a bunch of boons and like got an early mop with the Destiny, but we still just crushed them. Okay. Lich. Haven't seen like any of our cards outside. We did pass a young Hercules, but we were just trying to kind of in survival mode. Snowball with the buff is pretty good. Gonna go ahead and take maybe Pan Shadow actually. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take this Pan Shadow since it's a big Fey buff. And then Mama Bear over the Puck, and we're just full animals right now. Didn't complete our lion, unfortunately. Okay, here's Tantalus, but we don't have any boons yet. But I think I'm gonna go for it anyway. Just again, this is a game where I want to try and learn how this goes. We could get an Orion. Next turn we can get start getting Medea. Question is, what's the cut? I think it's the Cowardly Lion, which feels weird cutting that when it's on 1. the real answer is that it's not a cut. You don't take this, but I want to do it. This could get like a locked chest that can turn into a boon. I'm gonna just go ahead and cut the Foul Lich, actually. And here, just go ahead and buff our shop a bit here. Tiger's Paw. I think I'm gonna take this Tiger's Paw here. Because again, in theory, like we want to put like an Orion in slot 1 here. Reroll, buff the slot with the Hamstar. Reroll, try to find something. The character buffs are worse than the slot buffs. We can sort of replace the lion here and like buff these characters. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do this instead. It looked like they were playing for Butcher and didn't get it. Like, just see how much Nemesis has done on just like the animal buffs. This is why it kind of feels like if you there's so many things you can do with +2 to character buffs that it doesn't even matter, which is why this was the captain I wanted to try some random stuff out on. And like the Tiger's Paw is working with the Hamstar as well. Take a treasure here. Take the pot pie, prize pig. This doesn't actually help. Like, it gives us a guaranteed full epic shop this turn to like try and find Medea, but after that, it's kind of not doing anything in that direction. I think I'm just gonna take this pig. Actually, turn the animals into mages. None of these matter. Found the gold Tantalus before we got any boon generator. I mean, I'm gonna take this Apophis here. Hamstar did a lot, but in order to set up the slot, and now we're just gonna take it. Burninator. Like, we're obviously not doing this, but I just want to like keep it going for really no reason. But Jasmine Dragon was the correct pick there, by the way, but just maximum greeting basically, like we're done. Yeah. I mean, this is Nemesis just like kind of doing her thing, like it power up the slot buffs and we just nothing was catching us. The lobby was obviously fairly weak, and none of the captains were that threatening. Especially once the Inagale was knocked out, and the Inagale with like the turn 4 mop was knocked out on turn 4. But yeah, just turn 10. Didn't find anything, but showcase what this anoint spell does. Basically, is what this game was. We get here Sinbad and Maverick. Yeah, I mean Maverick's a good card. It probably goes in the more quest focused. Like if you want to do young Hercules stuff, definitely fits in there. But yeah, didn't really do what I was aiming for, but rolled people with Nemesis. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.